I have 10 minutes, and I will only take 10 minutes. This year, we will all be queuing up in polling booths to cast our votes. And when you do that, I want you to recall a dozen of questions I want to place before you. When you stand in a polling booth with your polling card in the hand, I want to ask yourself whether you are in a better place than what you were 10 years ago. Whether you are in a better place to go and purchase your consumables than what it was 10 years ago. Whether you are in a position to speak your voice, your opinion, and not to have somebody knock at your door in the night than 10 years ago. If you think the unemployment is less than what it was 10 years ago, if you think there is media freedom and there is no harassment than it was 10 years ago, and if you think your children are waking up in confidence than 10 years ago, and if you think Sri Lanka is respected by the world now than 10 years ago, and if you think less people are leaving this country hopelessly than 10 years ago, and if you think you wake up in despair, less despair than it was 10 years ago. And if your answer is yes, then you know who you have to vote. But if you disagree and if your answer is no, then now is the time to find the party that will answer the questions that I asked you. Election, my friends, is a trade-off. It's not a choice. You trade off your future. You trade off your dreams, not only yours, of your children. You trade off hope. You trade off trust. And for the last 76 years, we have been betrayed in all counts. I never wanted to be in politics. Never. But only until I got an assignment to work in the government in the private-public partnership unit. Then I went in and realized that Sri Lanka is not poor. Sri Lanka is a very rich nation. Israel celebrates 76 years of independence this year, on the 14th of May. Israel is only 1/3 of our landmass, only 50% of our population, but they have a $450 billion economy, and they have a 45,000 rupee per capita. What's the difference? They have so less, but they are still so rich. Except for 1978, we had a trade deficit. 1978, we had a trade surplus. That was also because of Sidimao's policies. For the last 50, 60 years, we had a negative budget. We had a negative trade difference. Which economy, forget about economy, which company can survive when you have a deficit budget and your trade deficit for a lifetime? A country that has sunk through debt can never be recovered through debt. We have only done borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And the people who are asking the chance again to help you recover the country are those who voted for negative budgets in this country. So it's a time that you ask yourself, am I willing to trade off the future of our children? I'm standing before you today is because I have realized the amount of assets this country has. In 8 months that we were in the government, we secured $5.8 billion worth of investment. And today, Because of the corruption in health sector, we cannot promote health tourism. Health tourism alone could have recovered this economy. We have the world's best graphite, the vein graphite. And we are selling it for $700 when the market is $2,100. We have Nara. We import fish. We have sea around us. We import fish. We have 4,000 acres of land allocated for farming in Mannar. Just only one farm has been started. You go to Gujarat, they'll give you a file with all the approvals for you to start the project. And they even pay you. If you create 600 jobs, they will pay you for 6 months' salaries by the government. So economy is not about borrowing. Economy is about spend. Greece did two things. They turned around the economy. One, they sustained the family income. Two, they cut down state expenditure. As I speak, we have a $3 trillion deficit in our spend. Every year, we spend more than what we earn. And we don't even earn. The times I was in the bank in the 80s, the Inland Revenue Department, I don't know how many of you all know, a thing called Inland Revenue Order. They can block your accounts. Srinath lawyer might know this. They block your account. They raid companies. Today there are companies formed to avoid taxes. They do consultancy to avoid taxes. So when you have the government expenditure beyond control, and when you have structurally reduced the family income, how do you recover an economy? What is an economy? Spend. Consumer spend. That is why in other countries, when the interest rate goes up by 25 basis points, they debate about it. We have taken in the last 2 years, we have closed 44 hospitals because we don't have doctors. We have disconnected more than 200,000 power connections to poor families because they can't afford to pay. Doctors are going as caregivers because they have no hope. Army officers are going as caregivers because they have no hope. And then we citizens, our vintage, are going to sleep peacefully, having tolerated this nonsense, destroy the future of our children. And that's what brings me to stand in front of you. I think we have a solemn duty. We have a solemn duty to write this, and this is the moment. Whether you are working in the factory line or whether you are sitting in a corporate office, your journeys may be different, but the destination is one. The destination is one. Where is the soul of this country? Sold out. I traveled in the region when I was in CIMA. I was so proud to hold my head up and call myself a Sri Lankan. Not anymore. And who's responsible? We are. Our generation is responsible for this. We can't leave this to our children to correct this. We can't leave this to our children. You think of Sri Lanka, a failed nation, high in suicide. We have ruined our education, we have ruined our health, we have ruined our agriculture, we have ruined our heritage, and we have sold our souls. And we wake up every morning and call ourselves Sri Lankans. Think of Sri Lanka and close your eyes. You see darkness. My question to you is whether this darkness is the darkness of the tomb where this country is buried, or is it the darkness of the womb that is waiting for a birth of a new country? If you feel the energy I feel, if you feel a child born in Jaffna, even if it is not my child, has the same opportunity that she has or he has. If a senior citizen in Mathura, even if it is not my parent, can afford the medication, then we are waking up with the purpose of being in Sri Lanka. So my question to you is, when you close your eyes and when you see darkness, can we make it the darkness of the womb to see a birth of a new Sri Lanka? Thank you.